Most agent models are measured in gigabytes and need a real GPU. Needle 2 from Cactus Compute is 14 megabytes, smaller than a phone photo, and it runs on a Raspberry Pi or a smartwatch. It is open source and built for one job: being the tool calling brain on tiny hardware. Let me walk through it. Here it is, straight from the source. This is not a chatbot. Needle 2 is aimed squarely at agent plumbing, calling functions with typed parameters, driving device actions, and pulling structured data out of documents. It also scores its own confidence, so when a request is off-topic or beyond it, it can say so and hand off to a larger cloud model instead of guessing. Narrow scope is the point. The target list is deliberately small and cheap. Budget phones under $200. Wearables and watches. A Raspberry Pi, or even an ESP32 microcontroller, the kind of chip in a smart plug. VR headsets like the Quest and Vision Pro, and robots. These are places a multi-gigabyte model simply cannot go, which is the whole gap Needle is built to fill. The footprint is what sells it. 14 megabytes on disk, about 28 megabytes of RAM at peak while running. On a Raspberry Pi 5, it decodes over 500 tokens a second. On VR hardware, 400 to 1500. And it spends about 70 megaflops of compute per token, against 160 plus for a conventional transformer, less than half the work per token, which is why it stays fast on weak chips. The size comes from architecture, not just squeezing a big model. It is quantized from the start of pre-training, what they call Cactus Quants, rather than compressed afterward. Attention is replaced with a simpler network using fixed Walsh-Hadamard transforms, and the context is a 256 token sliding window, so memory stays flat. The whole thing compiles to a single C++ binary with no dependencies, its tokenizer and grammar compiler baked in. On a benchmark called Mobile Actions, nearly 1,000 rows, it scored 63.7%, matching or beating specialized models 5 to 70 times larger, while running at 2-bit precision against their 16-bit. And because it is small, you can fine-tune the 45 million parameter model on a normal laptop in minutes to hours, teaching it your own tool vocabulary, then ship it as that one self-contained binary. So, a 45 million parameter agent model, 14 megabytes, no dependencies, aimed at tool calling and device control rather than conversation. It runs on phones, watches, a Raspberry Pi, even a microcontroller, spends half the compute per token of a normal transformer, and still matched models up to 70 times its size on Mobile Actions. If on-device agents are coming, they will look more like this than like a frontier model. That is today's AI Daily. Subscribe to BirenAI and ship smarter with AI. See you in the next one.